Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to day 6 of the Advanced Water Fasting Challenge Q&A. I'm your host, Dr. Darrell Wolfe, and I'm here to answer all your questions today. So you can send your questions in on Facebook, or you can send them in on YouTube, or you can send them in on Intercom. But just know that we're here to answer your questions. Tomorrow's our last day of the 6-day water fasting challenge, and the next one will be about 2 months away. I'm going to try to do one every 2 months for people because we've gotten a lot of calls, a lot of emails saying I would love to have attended. And so we've gotten a lot, like a few hundred. So we're going to actually try to do this about every 8 weeks to every 10 weeks. It all depends on scheduling and everything. And as we know, all our schedules can be disrupted because who knows what's really going on, right? Right. Okay. So this advanced water fasting challenge began Tuesday, May the 12th at 7 p.m. and finishes tomorrow, May the 19th at 6 a.m. in the morning. Okay. So to help you, I will be joining you today and tomorrow to answer your questions. All right. There will not be a Q&A, a regular Monday Q&A this afternoon. Okay. I think everybody's just seen about enough of me, I'd say. What do you think? Okay. So before we move on, you know me, I always have things I'd like to talk about, but happy Monday, and I hope the sun is shining where you are, and I hope you're getting fresh air, and I just so love this life. I so love knowing that I exist, I so love being a human being, and I don't think there's anything that could make you appreciate things more than these times. I mean, they really shake up your world, right? So the real test is staying in the present moment, having a slight smile on your face, recognizing your breath and making sure you're breathing, and focusing on focusing on those things that you really want in your life. Yeah, the people that are really sick emotionally and physically are people that have sick beliefs, okay? And understand something, they're not sick people like sick warped, but they have sick warped beliefs that aren't theirs. And I just want you to know, and I actually said it on my one-a-day this morning on Facebook, is I'm not arguing with anybody anymore. I'm an honest person. I work with all my heart. I know what my Creator wants to see from me. And every morning I wake up, I pray, I meditate, I focus to be the best version of myself that I can be. I'm continually giving as much as I can. I don't judge people for their beliefs, but understand something. I'm no longer going to debate or argue with people about COVID and this pandemic, because it is. You can say that I'm full of conspiracies, but the reality is you're going to get one hell of a rude awakening. It's coming for you. And you know what? I would rather be awake than be shocked and go, God, I didn't know, I didn't realize, only if I knew better. Okay, so let me ask you a question. I think it's a really important one. Where do you get your information from? Do you get it from the nightly news? Do you get it from Bill Gates? Do you get it from Fauci? Do you get it from all of the people that work for this elite system? I want to ask you a question where you're getting it from. Are you getting it from true science information, or just BS, dysfunctional belief systems, right? If it's not in line with our Creator, if it's not in line with Mother Nature, then don't you get this? Don't you understand that you have a vaccination system? Don't you understand that we need to play with bacteria and viruses? Don't you understand that? And don't you understand that it doesn't matter, because masks are used for bad bacteria. They're not used for viruses. They don't help against viruses. How can you even go on about this and give people a hard time and go around fear-mongering your children and your mother and your father? Who are we to do this? Why don't we just calm down and do some research? And do we not have faith in our Creator at all? You're going to have faith in somebody like that guy, who thinks he owns the world right now? You have no faith in yourself. That's really too bad. I'll tell you, I'm going to have the best day of my life today. And you're going, well, how can you do that? Well, because I can, because I'm eternal. And I understand that that nobody's coming to my rescue. I need to rescue myself. And if you truly believe that politicians are going to rescue you, well, you are so dumbed down. I didn't call you dumb. I said dumbed down. And you are so ignorant of the fact. Well, really. So what has the government done for us so far? I know I have 2,000 different taxes in North America, whether you're in Canada or the United States. We have 2,000 different taxes we could pay. I know that politicians don't know how to do the math. I know they know nothing about health. I know that they're just puppets. I know that they're not coming to your rescue. I know that if you're wasting time listening to a politician, you're a fool. And you might think I'm really blunt, but unless that politician is talking about how our Creator created a body that is bigger than any virus or bacteria, okay, and that how people need to be social, and how people need to hug and kiss and love and stroke each other, touch each other, be with each other, and that you think you know what's going on for the better of our society. They're trying to pull us apart so that they can hook us up to AI. Because guess what? All your smart gadgets, okay, your Fitbit, it's tracking you, okay? What's that thing in the house? Alexa. She's tracking all your information, all right? And guess what? They're going to hook us up, and they want to vaccinate us, and they're going to rule us for the rest of our lives. You know, whether you believe this or not, you're at the tipping point of your life right now. This is the tipping point of planet Earth. This is the tipping point. And why in the heck would you ever put your faith in mankind? God, even I'd do it in womankind, but not mankind. You know, think about this. There's always been enough water. There's always been enough air. There's always been enough food. But there doesn't seem to be enough, does there? They always like to overpower us and hold back on us. You know, oh, did you hear that the government stopped the sale of cigarettes? Did you hear that the government stopped the sale of alcohol? Did you hear that the government stopped the sale of any prescription drugs that were toxic and could hurt you? Did you hear that the government stopped 5G because we know that it's a weapon of war? Did you hear that the government stopped people from selling lights for your homes that give off blue light that can actually blind and cause brain inflammation? Did you hear that the government stopped the use of pesticides and herbicides? Did you hear that the government stopped GMOs? Did you hear that the government stopped the use of glyphosate? They haven't done any of this. Did you hear that the government stopped dentists from using mercury and putting mercury fillings in your mouth and putting fluoride in your mouth, which is a known carcinogen? Did you hear that they stopped putting chlorine and fluoride in our water? Did you hear? Should I keep going? Did you hear that the sun is bad for you, which it's not? Did you hear that you're supposed to isolate yourself? So guess what? Are you ready to become a robot? So I know you're here to get your questions answered in the 6-day fasting challenge. But the reality is that we need you. We need to all come together here. Yeah, once you do your research, Matthew McConaughey came on and told us that, we have to wear our masks. Well, he doesn't know better either. But guess what? Because he's what? A movie star? We're going to listen to him? How much health research has he done? And understand something. Don't tell me that movie stars and politicians have not been bought out. We know that. And I'm not even going to go down that road, that toxic, dirty road. So now I am going to get into the questions today, I promise. But you know what? Like I said, if you took the phone calls I took this weekend of mothers, not fathers, but mothers crying on the phone about their children, mothers crying about their future, and I'm trying to tell them that we're going to have a great future. But I know we can't have a great future if we don't come together as human beings and understand politicians and the government aren't coming to help you. They're not. But you didn't notice that yet? That's how brainwashed you are. So understand something. The only way you're going to have a good day is if you have a good day. What do you focus on? Okay, what are your goals? What are your dreams? What are your desires? And who are you dependent on? And where do you get your information from? We know that the corporations own all of the major news channels. So anything you have to say to me is BS. If that's your goal, if that's what you've been looking for. And then we've got people online. Of course, they don't have big news channels or news stations, but what do they have to gain? They're putting themselves on the front line for you. They're not making any money from that. Why are people putting themselves on the line and telling us about humanity and about our spirit and about loving one another, about coming together, about not getting in the way of each other's beliefs, but uniting? And you know who we're uniting to save? Ourselves. And you know who we're uniting against? The government and who the government works for. I want to thank you for your patience in allowing me to speak when this is supposed to be a fasting Q&A. So please don't be upset with me. I just, you know what? It's the children. I know that I have maybe about 30 years left on this planet. So I know that maybe everything won't go to hell in a basket by then. But what about your children and your children's children? And whatever happened to having faith in Mother Nature and faith in God? Are you so scared you can't even live anymore? Scared to die, but you can't live. You can't even breathe. And go take a look at my one-a-day today on how they're actually, nobody gets to have lunch together anymore. And they're going to be 6 feet apart in classrooms and 6 feet apart out in the playground. Don't you dare tell me that they're doing this because of COVID. They're doing this to turn your children into little robots. And do you know what they're doing? They're fasting your children from their spirit and from love. Go watch my one-a-day today and then please share it with everyone. And then if you can handle that, then go to YouTube, to Crow House, and watch the video, the first video on there. And take a look at the video where the children are in the schoolyard and they have outlined, a 4 foot by 4 foot square, but 6 foot away from other children, and that's how they're going to play. So let's get into this fasting thing, and fasting is really important because it helps to lower the physical toxins, and it also helps to work on you on an emotional level as well. Fasting is amazing. We are taught the exact opposite in this society, in this system now. Okay? We're taught to just eat 3 meals a day, 3 snacks a day. And I'm teaching you that you need 1 good meal a day. You need to take in proper, healthy nutrition, like you could do juice fasting. You can do water. When you do water fasting, you should always use a structured water unit. Never use distilled water, though, or reverse osmosis. Put your money into that. Or go find yourself a really nice spring water. But don't buy bottled water. See, everything that we do is to serve corporations. Think about this. Who are you serving? Serve your Creator. Serve Mother Nature. Serve your fellow human being. But do not serve corporations. And do not serve your government. Okay. Darrell, get back on track. All right. Let's do this. Yvette, 5G question. Have an authentic Shungite crystal from Russia. It is shaped in a pyramid form. It harmonizes harmful frequencies in 5G. It harmonizes 595 feet up, down all around. Shungite is good. Harmonizing stone crystal, is that as good as the pendant or protector? I don't believe so, to be honest with you, because the actual Bodyguard and protector, okay, actually have radionics in them. Whether you believe this or not, whatever's going on, viruses in the world, okay, illnesses in the world, 5G, Wi-Fi, nutritional things that we need and support radionically are in these two things, right? This is for your house, this is for your body. And you're not going to find that with the Shungite, and I don't believe that the Shungite actually works at the footage you just said. I'd like to see scientific proof on that, okay? And we know that even though you don't understand it, we know that radionics is a science, okay? Anna, my throat is hurting and my ears. I ate some ginger last night and it made my belly ache go away. I'm due for a knee surgery, not kidney, June ending, a full knee replacement. I am very sore, and the other one that was just done last July is not healed yet. So it was done last July, everybody. And guess what? We're into May now. Okay. So understand something. Anna, your immune system is down so low. So this would be the type of person, Anna would be the type of person that should be at home healing, not out and about during this COVID thing. COVID doesn't bother healthy people. So understand that. So Anna, you need to know this, that if your knee took that long to heal, because it should have been healed in 6 weeks to 8 weeks. You do get that, don't you? So we know that you don't have healing capability. And the reality is whether you want to believe this or not, everyone, but I don't know. I can't give you an exact quote, but this is just my personal experience of being in the health business for almost 40 years, is that 95 to 99% of all surgeries don't need to be done, because chronic health surgeries, okay, is a scar tissue calcification crystallization issue. If you actually did the fasting, and if you actually got Wolfe non-surgical and you followed the guidelines of a proper diet, like a perfect day diet, and then taking the proper supplementation using DMSO, proper essential oils like Pain Away, doing the black gold, doing daily cleansing tea. Are you willing to take massive personal action on an emotional and physical level? You could turn this around. You could also heal your knee that won't heal. So what's happening is you have so much inflammation in your body from so much infection that your immune system has been watered down. It doesn't have the power to go into the knee to heal because it's so watered down, trying to protect you because you have so much inflammation, so that you don't have a stroke or seizure or end up getting cancer. So all that energy is being spent. So that's the problem is people don't know how to create the perfect day on an emotional and physical level. And this is why we're going to prove it to you that the Doc of Detox is real. You know, I just love when people go, well, you know, thanks a lot for doing that video, and thanks for not pitching anything at me. Well, sometimes we are going to talk about products. Sometimes we are going to talk about things. But understand something. My library is free. My master classes are free. Who does that? And then for me not to talk about products sometime. So I like to tell everyone this. Get off my YouTube page. Get off my Facebook page if you want to banter. If you can't see that my heart is in the right place. So understand something. Consultations, we charge $125, but guess what? 25 of that dollars goes to your product. And what we're going to do is you're actually going to get a consultation from one of my master trainers. If you go to consultations on my website, we're going to tape that and send you the audio if you'd like, and you'll get to call us as often as you want for the rest of your life. And as you grow, we'll grow with you. So that's how you put it together. When you take massive personal action. So why am I doing this, everyone, and talking? Because Anna, if Anna doesn't get a consultation, she's not going to get it together, because you can tell that anybody that gets surgery and then almost a year later the knee is not healed, but she's waiting to get surgery on another knee when it didn't work on the first knee. This is the same reason why we're in COVID. This whole COVID thing is because I'll tell you why. is because we've been programmed to believe it's not getting any better, to believe that we don't have the power to heal. But with the right steps, when we have faith in ourselves and the creator that created us, we can turn almost anything around. And I say almost. I would love to say anything, but then I'd get bashed for that too. Because you don't understand that where the mind goes, the body follows. And that's the way it's always been. So I would tell you, Anna, to go and send an email to quickstart@docofdetox.com and at least follow the rabbit hole. Wendy, today is our 3rd day advanced water fast. We are only having 1 bowel movement per day, and that is right after we use the coffee enema. Is that okay? Absolutely, it's okay. It totally is okay. We are also, but if you feel like a little bit of nauseousness or like you're still plugged up, you can do another coffee enema at night. But if the coffee bothers you, then do a warm water coffee with some tummy loving in it, and do the same thing and just wash that out. You're going to be fine. It'll be beautiful. We are also drinking 16 ounces of warm Himalayan salt water. That's great. Absolutely great. Thank you. And people will usually do, depending on their size and how constipated they are and where their blood pressure is at, either a teaspoon to a level tablespoon. Dawn, been fasting all but 3 meals in 11 days. I had to get colonic yesterday. 11 days no stool. Still sick to my stomach, can't digest. Well, for one thing, if you've been fasting, you should be doing the saltwater flush, the Himalayan salt. And I would say, start off with a teaspoon in a quart of warm water, structured if possible, and drink that first thing in the morning, okay? And see if that can help you flush. And if you're not, the waste isn't moving, then do the daily cleansing tea, okay? All right, take a look on our website and do the daily cleansing tea. I'm on the black gold and digestion tea. That's the daily cleansing tea. What am I doing wrong? Well, you need to do a 3-bag tea and do 8 ounces in the morning, 8 ounces at night. You might have to do another 4 ounces in the midday while you're on the fast, because I'm going to tell you something. You're lacking tone. And Dawn, you're lacking tone. So when your bowel lacks tone, it lays inside of you. When your bowel's strong like a muscle, then it's going to contract and it's going to move the waste out. Okay, so that's really that. I mean, I've been taking the daily cleansing tea. Yeah, sometimes I miss days, but I've been doing the daily cleansing tea now for 32 years. That's how old my cleansing tea is. That's how long ago we put it together. And again, I'm going to tell you, Dawn, and I'm going to say this again, and everybody goes, why? Why is he doing this? Well, why am I doing it? Because until you know how to create the perfect day from the minute you wake up until you go to bed, you're always going to be bumping along. And remember something. Wouldn't it be nice to pick up the phone and say, hey, Karen, hey, Robin, hey, John, this is what I got. Hey, Sage, this is what I need that question answered now. They already have your case history file, and they're going to be able to grow as you grow. So that's why getting a consult is really wise. Okay. Natalie, and also if you get a consult from us and you feel it wasn't worth the money, we'll refund you. So we'll put ourselves on the line. Okay. All right. That's where we go. Natalie, is the Cell Guard the same as the Gia Wellness Cell Guard? No, it is different. Okay. Laura, morning. That's the Cell Guard, everyone. That's this right here. This is our Smart Guard. And this goes on your phone. And for what I studied, I don't say I know everything, but this little thing that goes on your phone, it protects you better than anything else I've seen for cell phones. And you can take a look. Information comes with it. You can look on our website. There's enough information to back it. Okay, Laura, morning. 62 plus hours in my first fast. Good for you, Laura. I expected headaches from missing my daily organic black tea. Feeling good. Surprised I have no real fasting symptoms. I'm over the hard part. That's right. When you do an advanced water fast using the ATP Plus, Divine Vine, or the Pineal, which are life crystals, it's going to give you so much energy. It helps to restore the mitochondria. And even though it tastes sweet, It's a 5-carbon sugar, so it bypasses the Krebs cycle. So that gives you your energy without turning on your digestive tract, which makes your water fast even better. And then when you're using the fulvic, which doesn't turn on your digestive tract, but it goes in and carries the nutrition that's in your body into the cells, and then it detoxifies the cells, that brings down all those negative toxic detox symptoms. And then when you use the Ormus minerals, it balances your actual minerals. So it helps to balance your electrolytes. And then, what was I going to say? And then you're doing the saltwater flush, which has minerals in it as well from the Himalayan salt. And then if you're the type of person who has a blood sugar problem or sugar cravings, you can use super cinnamon in your drinking water while on the fast, and that'll balance your sugar levels and give you more strength, because that's what essential oils do. They're high vibrational. Everything is about vibration. You know what? The higher the vibration and the more good vibes that you bring into your body, the more you feed the invisible part of you, which is your spirit, your energy grid, your aura, call it whatever you want. Because we actually create the physical from the invisible. That's right. Because everything you eat and drink leaves the body. Did you get that? Everything in the physical world leaves the body. The only thing that stays behind is the invisible part, which is the light energy frequencies that actually create the physical in the body. Go figure. Isn't that the craziest thing you've ever heard? All right. Wendy, hi from Texas. We have a question about the coffee enema. Once the coffee enema is all in, do you remove the tip right away, or do we leave the tip in until the 15 minutes are over? No, get rid of the tip. You don't want to be dealing with the tip in the rectum when you feel like you got to go to the bathroom. So let's be prepared, right? It's like, let's get everything ready for the rocket ship. Okay? All right. 8, Leon. Should I be worried about depletion of good bacteria in the colon during fasting? No. Saltwater flushes and coffee enemas. No, you don't. And I'll tell you why. When you're doing the coffee enemas, if you're using Tummy Love, it helps to encourage mummy's good bacteria. So the effects are a lot better because you're cleaning out waste from your liver, from your colon, and it will reestablish itself. Okay? Will oral probiotics break the fast? Yes, they will. Can I replenish good bacteria rectally? Yes, you can. Okay? And people will take our Forever Flora and they will open it up and they'll actually put it into an enema. And you can do that. But I'm telling you right now, guys, that the Tummy Love, when you do the coffee enemas, is doing it for you anyway. Okay? And when you do the coffee enemas, if you're using black gold, when you're boiling the coffee and then you strain it, that black gold, okay, that black gold actually, when you do the coffee enema, it acts as a surface landing area for your good bacteria to strengthen. So that's why we do the black gold when we boil the coffee, and then we strain the coffee, and then we'll put Tummy Love into the coffee enema bucket or bag. And if you go to the fasting guide, if you go to the 6-day fasting guide in the library, you can click on that. You can watch the video. And inside the 6-day fasting guide, you'll find how to do the ultimate coffee enema. You'll also find it in the perfect day guide as well. Will skin brushing help saggy arms? Let me tell you something. Saggy arms, saggy chin, jowls, anywhere on the body, that'll help, along with salt glows and along with clapping, okay? These are all the things. It's all about circulation. Remember something. When something gets saggy or falls down or loses tone, that's microcirculation. How are you going to get the microcirculation back? And if you have a real microcirculation problem, please take a look at Avacen. AVACEN. Go to EMF/light and go and watch the video and see what you think, where I interviewed the actual inventor. Next, Cindy. Is it okay to skin brush over a reddened breast tumor site? Well, if it's reddened already, means it's inflamed. So I would rather see you do it around it, okay, and not on top of it. If it's inflamed already, we're not going to do that. All right? Thank you. Audrey, can you please tell me what creams are good for dry skin? Well, first of all, believe it or not, for dry skin, okay, structured moringa oil, and we have it here. I won't show it, but we have structured moringa oil, and you can buy it in a 4 ounce. Structured moringa oil. Moringa oil has more nutrition than any other oils. But remember something, what I said is skin brushing, right? And doing the salt glow, which I showed on, what day did I show that? Friday? Friday. There was the last one. So the last show we did, I showed the skin brushing, I showed the salt glow, and do the cocoa salt glow, do skin brushing, cocoa salt glow, and then do your clapping, and then use moringa oil, okay, the structured moringa oil, because it absorbs so much more. Moringa oil, if it's hasn't been structured, the absorption is not as good, okay? Okay. How do you stop and get rid of a slight bunion? Okay, I'm going to actually be showing that, and we're going to do that with a bunion. Okay, get yourself a Doc of Detox clapper, and you do chipping. You see on the sides here, and you actually go in and you chip it. So believe it or not, even if it hurts, I'm not telling you to torture yourself, but if you want it gone, remember what a bunion is. It's scar tissue crystallization and displaced calcium. So you're going to have to go in there and chip at it. This would not work. So you got to go in there and chip. Okay, you see, that's too big on the edging. If it's a bunion, you want these little bumps on the side. So you're going to go in there and chip on it and kind of bruise it up a little bit. Then you're going to get, what you're going to do is you're going to get DMSO gel. Let me see, I'll show you that. Here's the DMSO gel. And you're going to put a little bit on a Band-Aid of the DMSO gel. And then also what you're going to put on there is you're going to put on Pain Away essential oil. And you mix the two together. Just a little bit of DMSO, a little bit of Pain Away, a couple drops on a Band-Aid. And you're going to wrap it right around the bunion. And we want that to soak in. And you're going to do that for a few days. But first chip it until you really feel like you bruised it and softened up the area. So you might have to be in there for anywhere. Some people might only go for 5 minutes. But if it was me, I would probably work on it for 20 minutes to a half an hour. Okay? That's how you do it. And I'm telling you, it really, truly works. And then you'll wrap it up, and you might do that for, wrap it up 24 hours, unwrap it, make a new one, do that for about 5 days, then let it go and see what's going to happen. Now, I'll tell you something right now. So the last person that we did this with, she had a huge bunion. It was just sticking right out. It was not pretty. All right, so she did this, and she actually wrapped it and did this for about 20 days. And guess what happened? When she came in, we worked all around it, and the whole thing went to liquid. And then it kind of went almost like a big blister, and then the liquid came out, and there was nothing left. So that's what you got to do. So, the thing is, okay, first of all, let me just say this. People don't get rid of bunions because they don't know how. And, you didn't take enough personal action. Personal action equals success. Personal action equals success. That's it. Massive personal action. And understand something. Do you ever hear of people getting rid of fibroids? No. Do you hear of them getting rid of their tumors? No. They usually have to get chemo, radiation, or surgery. Well, guess what? You can get rid of fibroids and you get rid of tumors when you're willing to take massive personal action. Anything that you grew, you're able to reverse. But do you think it's going to happen out here? No. Because it doesn't serve corporations. It doesn't serve this. Right? So remember something. The more you take massive personal action, the less you need them. Doesn't it seem like they need us a lot right now? They're lying enough to us, aren't they? Okay, look at the programs they're trying to throw at us. Okay, here's the deal. So they've been working up to this for not hundreds of years, maybe 1,000 years. Okay, they've been working on this. Okay, and you're going, no way. I'm going, yes way. And this is the tipping point right here. Why do you think there's so much coming at us? What the hell are you going to do? GMOs. Okay. Mercury fillings, fluoride and chlorine in your water, vaccinations, 5G, taxes that are just choking us. Yeah, they're our friends. They work for us. Yeah, I got that. Okay. Christine, How do you, did that one. Leon, why do you recommend Epsom salts over other scrubbing agents like baking soda, sugar, coffee grounds, etc.? Because it works better. That works better than all the rest of these. That's why. But I'm not telling you not to do it. You do it your way. That's the good thing about life. You come down here, you get to believe what you want, you get to join the religion you want, speak the language you want, eat the food you want, dress the way you want, and you get to make all these different choices. Sally, after doing the salt flush yesterday, my blood pressure was, we already talked about this. Anyway, so her blood pressure was 164 over 85. This morning it was 138 over 86. Should I continue the salt flushes? I told her to do it. Make sure her bowels are moving really good. Keep drinking the water. And guess what? And when I talked, she had this, I called her and I said, you're going to be fine, And she goes, yes, I already am. Okay? So sometimes the body has to build up pressure to blow through a block. Did you get that? Man, we don't even know. As soon as we see a little bit of high blood pressure, oh my God, I'm taking my blood pressure all the time. We have become so psychotic, neurotic. And this is why I love everyone, but I want the majority of the population and the masses to stay away from me. I want the people that are asleep to stay away from me. I won't torture them, and they won't torture me. Okay, so that's really important. Okay, because they like to. And I really love, even if I'm the dumbest stump on the block, I really love how people are telling me I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to health. And I ask them, what are you doing? Well, I'm an accountant. Oh, what are you doing? Well, I'm a teacher. Oh, what are you doing? I'm a nurse. Nurses don't get taught nutrition or detox. Either does a doctor. So I'm not going to have anybody come here and tell me my business. At least do your homework first. And understand something. Everything that I've ever tried to tell you or do for you has never been life-threatening at all or toxic. So don't come fighting me just because you have different beliefs. God love you. You know what? We're all programmed, and I'm programmed. But I'm in charge of my program now, and I'm programming myself. Okay. All right. So you see, I'm at a point in my life where I have to live my truth, and money is not the first thing for me. Peace of mind, quality of life, honoring that which created me, and honoring myself, and having faith in myself before anybody else. Okay, loving, protecting, honoring, respecting myself before anyone else. I had somebody call me up on Friday and said, you know what? Dr. Wolfe, everything was fine. But guess what? Until you said about loving yourself first and foremost, a mother will love her child more than herself. And I said, that's good, but guess what? I want the mother to love the child as much as she loves herself. And let's just hope she totally loves herself, so she totally loves the child. So I'm not coming from the place of selfishness. I'm coming from the place of centering into self, loving oneself totally, and passing that on to our children so that they cannot be programmed. Thank you. That's where I stand. And it will not change. Because I have children, and I have grandchildren. And they listen to what I say. They may not do what I say, but they're listening. And eventually they'll understand that I have no hidden agenda. None. All right. Idara, can you just lie on the floor and hang your leg 90 degrees against the wall instead of making a pelvic expander? I already said, get 3 chairs. If you go and take a look at Friday's video, right? It's up. They're all in the do-it-yourself videos on YouTube, right? So go there and look at Friday's video. And we talk about that. We show the expander, and then we tell you to get 3 chairs, put your leg up on the side of the door, okay? On the side of the wall of the door, have the door open, and hang the other leg. And then you've got one leg up and one hanging, right? And then if you can't hang your leg, have a chair there that you put your leg on it until you feel like you're not going to tear out your pelvis, which it feels like it's full of scar tissue crystallization and calcification. Understand something. I am one of the most dangerous things for the medical system and our government, okay? And food corporations and every other corporation, because I tell the truth. And unless you're going to pull yourself and come back to nature, to the natural you, okay? Don't do things that are normal, because normal's not great. Be abnormal. Stand out. Brooklyn. Hi, Dr. Wolfe. Could you please do a demonstration of how the QiFi works and how it blocks harmful radiation and 5G? I need to convince my husband to get one of those. Okay, I will tomorrow. Okay. Let me see if there's any questions for today. I want to answer all the questions first. Shari, good morning, Dr. Wolfe. My leg muscles have been quite painful the last 2 days during this advanced water fast. What do I need to do, please? Thank you for everything you do. Blessings. Well, if you have a foam roller, get one about 30 inches long. And if you could foam roll your legs, that would be really good. If you have a vibrator, like we have what's called a thumper here, and if you could thump your legs with a massager, that would be really good. Okay. If you're near a lake or the ocean, go for a walk in the especially in the ocean. That's really going to help them. What else really going to help your legs? What about the pelvic squat I taught you to do? Okay, Brooklyn, go take a look on my do-it-yourself YouTube videos at the pelvic activation squat. And if you can't squat all the way down, just hold on to a table and stay there as long as you can and practice that throughout the day. Okay, but the more you do the pelvic activation squat, the more you'll open your pelvis and the more you'll stretch these muscles out. And the reasons why the legs are so sore is because you're detoxifying. You're going to have to drink more water. And when you come off the fast, take a look at our Mag Infusion, magnesium. You are low in magnesium, but the main problem is oxygen, and that's because you have so much crystallization and scar tissue and toxins in your lower legs. And why is it settling in there? Well, it does when we have too many toxins in our body or when we're exhausted all the time. We get sore feet, and we get sore feet, and we also get sore calves. And that is because we have too much inflammation in the body, too much toxicity, and it settles because of gravity. Okay? And you don't exercise enough. So my rule is this: I like to do 20 minutes of exercise in the morning and 20 minutes at night minimum. And if you were to get a rule like that and do it, you'd rock it. So what I'm going to do, I already did it before, but I'm going to go and show my exercise routine. Eh? What do you think? Yeah, we'll shoot it really good. As good as we can. But we'll shoot it sometime this week, won't we? And we'll just put it up as a one-a-day thing, and then we'll put it up into do-it-yourself videos, right? Okay? All the fasting videos are going in do-it-yourself in a line. Okay, thank you. So all the fasting videos are in do-it-yourself videos. So you can take a look at Friday's video there if you want. Understand something too. Make sure you connect to your breath, Brooklyn. Whenever we feel pain, we don't breathe. But if you were to just really breathe, because that's the oxygen you need, right? You know, in the society of ours, we're not going to be taught how to take personal massive action, because then you're going to take money away from the corporations, and it's the corporations that are actually owned by the bankers, and it's the government that is run by the corporation and bankers. Okay, so that's how it runs, and they know that. So it's not like I'm telling you some big secret or something. Okay, Sarah, you mentioned Fibroclear at the end of your fast. Maybe before starting the celery juice tomorrow. Starting the celery juice tomorrow, I would start that right away. And Fibroclear is a systemic enzyme. So now that you've cleared and you've done so much beautiful cleansing and your energy's moving more, if a person does minimal 5 Fibroclear 3 times a day, they're going in and gulping up scar tissue, cleaning out their arteries, their veins. They're getting rid of trapped protein particles. It also feeds off of anything, mutated cells, anything that's abnormal in there. It doesn't go after anything that is healthy, okay? Amy, hi, Dr. Wolfe. For the saltwater flush in the morning, what if you take it and you don't have a bowel movement and absorb it? I drink enough water so I'm not dehydrated and do coffee enemas or water enemas daily. Thanks Well, it just shows, Amy, that your bowel is maybe twisted. Your bowel is atonic, meaning not enough tone, and it's laying in you. So it needs to get toned up. So I would suggest that the more we do a whole plant-based diet, the more that we do juicing, I would really take a look at things like staying on the daily cleansing tea, the tummy love, the black gold, the Sinonian minerals. This is the most powerful mineral formula on the planet, as far as I'm concerned. There's 147 nutrients in it, and it's the most natural. So you might want to take a look at our Sinonian minerals, because that's really important. Also take a look at the curcumin cayenne 5000. So those are the things I would do to really focus on that bowel and to get things moving. And when you come off the fast too, get yourself boil a quart of water, structured if possible. Put in a pinch of cayenne, just a pinch, and then put in 1 to 2 tablespoons of honey, and put in 1 to 2 ounces of fresh squeezed lemon juice, and drink that throughout the day, and that's really going to help a lot as well. Leon, I have postnasal drip, which ironically becomes worse during the fast. Of course it does, because you're fasting. You turn the tap on for detox, right? That's what it's all about. I mean, if you're fasting and you're detoxing, it's got to come out one hole or another, whether it comes out your pores or it comes out your anus or it comes out your vagina or it comes out your eyes, your ears, your nose, okay, your mouth. It's got to come out somewhere, okay? So the best place would be the rectum, right? So that's why we want to really make sure that our bowels are moving properly. And that's why if you're doing a fast and you're not moving that well, make sure you're either doing the coffee enema or therapeutic enemas like warm water with the tummy love, or making sure you're also doing the daily cleansing tea, okay? All right? If you need the daily cleansing tea. Krista, is a sugar-free, gluten-free, dairy-free diet beneficial for everyone? Absolutely. Hands down. We could eat gluten a long time ago, but the reality is what nobody knows is that you are taking antibiotics, pesticides, herbicides, and other chemicals into the body that are actually breaking down your digestive tract. That, we could eat gluten. 20 years ago, we could eat gluten. That's all I want to say. Even 10 years ago, you could eat gluten. But we all broken down because they manipulated us. And understand something. So that's just like everybody who's gets the flu vaccine. You know what? They already have coronavirus in them. Go figure. So, yeah. People really need to do their research. If you get your research off of any of the big news sites, and that's all you do is watch the news, then you're a danger to yourself and to the existence of this planet. And I'm going to say that because it's the God's truth. I mean, you know what? You're so panic and fear-ridden and always anxiety. Yeah. Lori, how about low blood pressure? Low blood glucose, low oxygen. Okay, this and bowels did cleanse on salt water. Okay, so here's the deal. A person that has low blood pressure, low blood glucose, low oxygen, isn't doing deep breathing, isn't doing a lot of exercising, but that person has blocks in their bowel, blocks in their kidneys, blocks in their liver, and blocks in their joints throughout their body. Because their whole energy flow, blood flow, lymph flow, everything is slowed down. Why is it slowed down? Because you're beaver dam mania all the way through your body. So I tell people this. If you want the most amazing life in your life, you're going to come for a personal treatment and training, or we're going to send a master trainer to you. Yeah, it's around $5,000. It's an average of $5,000, somewhere around there, coming here, or if we go there. It's around that, maybe a little bit more if we go to you. But the reality is you're not going to be spending money anymore, and you're going to be living a blissful life. That's what I can guarantee. Because if you know how to master your mind, if you know how to detox and eat properly, and if you know how to do Wolfe non-surgical, you can get rid of everything from a fibroid to a tumor to crystallization to calcification to joint problems, spinal problems, you name it. Carpal tunnel syndrome. You'll actually be able to go, and let's say your aunt is saying, oh, I have to have a knee replacement. And you're going to go and you're going to work on her if she'll let you, because she believes you need a degree and some paperwork, maybe not, but you do have a certificate of completion from us that you are a non-surgical. You've gone through the personal treatment and training, and the reality is you can't hurt her. And I guarantee when you work on her knee, she's going to, oh my God, my knee feels wonderful, feels like new again. Because guess what? Are you ready for this? Surgeons don't recognize scar tissue. They don't recognize calcium, displaced calcium and crystallization anywhere in the body until it becomes a fibroid or a tumor. And then they tell you, oh, there's no scar tissue. There's no cartilage left in your knee. There's no tissue left in your hips. There's no disc hardly left in your joints. And I'm saying BS. I'm saying I can prove that's wrong, and I can prove it grows back. The day that they decided that God made a crappy product, was the day that surgery became number one choice, and then implementing foreign objects into us, okay? Hip replacement, knee replacement, heart valve, mesh. It just goes on and on and on and on. And any woman that's had a cesarean will tell you that the scar tissue that she got from that cesarean has made her life hell. Sexually, bladder infections, digestion problems, can't poop right, feeling a pulling and a tugging in here, when meanwhile 85% of your immune system is in your abdomen and in your pelvis. And that's where your energy is made. And guess what? That is where most of your T cells, most of your lymph cells are all made. Most of your stem cells. So now you've got all these big physical blocks in your abdomen and your pelvis. How's that working for you? So you can keep on doing what everybody else is doing, or you can do something just totally crazy and believe that your body is the most healing device that was ever created in the universe that I know of. How do you feel about drinking coffee every day? Is coffee or good or bad? Well, I'll tell you something right now. When I make my coffee, I grind my coffee beans, and then I put black gold into the ground coffee beans. And so the black gold's in there for one thing. That is just amazing. That's a humic fulvic product that we have that makes the coffee taste better, richer, and it also absorbs any toxins that could have been in the coffee. And it also, when you do that, you're going to find when you use a structure water unit, a Doc of Detox structure unit, water unit, you can see this on our website. Just look under structure water. You're not going to get the jitters, and you'll get the benefits from the coffee, but not the negatives, okay? So yeah, I like to have coffee. Better watch how much you drink, though. That was from Krista. Gene, is good quality steak good for the immune system? Okay, I don't want to be a party pooper here. I really don't. Anybody, you know what? If you like steak, go ahead. Just here, let's first talk about some rules, so everybody doesn't think I'm some kind of fanatic. Okay? Well, wait a minute. You already do. There you go. So a steak is actually a mistake today. And I'm going to tell you something. Oh, why? I just want to know about steak. Why is he going talking like this? Well, I'll tell you why. Because I just want you to know that there's a whole different species that lives on this planet that you don't realize yet. And that species lives off of pain and suffering. Pain is a GPS, and nowhere on this planet do we have to have disease. Disease is a dysfunction of in humans. And you've been taught that it's normal. You've also been taught that going to war is normal too. Going to war with yourself, your family, and other countries. When actually the people that are teaching that is your own government inside your own country. So let's just get away from there for a second. But what we do teach is that pain and suffering It's just something we have to live with, right? So there's too much blood been spilt on this planet. And I don't say this because I'm pro-animal or pro-human. I'm just telling you, too much suffering has gone down. And does a person need to eat animal products to be healthy? We already know that's not scientifically true. Now, okay, so, so whether you eat it or you don't eat it, I love you anyway. The reality is that if you do want to eat it, did that cow get to eat grass? Okay, and it wasn't fed on grains, and the grains weren't GMO grains, and there wasn't any antibiotics put into that animal, and that animal got to live outside, so it was happy. So now you got happy meat. And then when you get that meat, are you going to eat a smaller piece, not a big fat steak? And are you going to chew it until it's a liquid in your mouth? Or are you going to let these big chunks of, please, it is a dead animal. Okay? So we know that the vibration of meat is 0. We know the vibration of vegetables and fruit is way up because it's alive. So this is dead. We know that we need amino acids, but we don't need protein. Nobody needs protein. We need amino acids, and amino acids make up protein. So now your body's got to digest the protein. So are you going to chew it well? And then are you going to combine the actual steak with a big salad? Or are you going to combine it with potatoes or rice? And then, because starches and protein don't go well together, because the meat and potato man is bloating and rotting and farting. So are you going to combine it properly? Okay. And then are you going to eat the steak when you have energy? Because if you eat a steak when you're really tired, you're going to be in trouble. Oh, and then the other thing is, which it happens all the time, So I've got a lady, she calls me up. This happened on Friday. So this is not like I'm dragging this like toilet paper on my shoe. And she calls me up and she's crying. And I'm going, please just calm down. Please calm down. And she's in the bedroom. She goes, I'm in the bedroom. I'm crying. I just had to get away from my 6-year-old son. And I'm not picking on her. So let's make that perfectly clear. I said, what's wrong with him? Oh, he's always crying and screaming about his gut. And I'm going, okay. So I hope you know that first thing I say to her, do you know what his blood type is? Yes, I think it's A. And I go, well, first of all, you should never feed a 6-year-old dead animal products. And you should never give them dairy because dairy's a poison for the whole world. No way. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's scientifically documented. And guess what else? The government was supposed to get rid of dairy years ago, but they keep on getting paid off and lobbied. Look at lobbyists are the biggest thing in government. They pay off the government like crazy. Why do you think we're being poisoned every day? My God, you can't go anywhere without being poisoned. The air, the water, the food, the TV. God, stay away from TV for God's sakes. You might have a chance. Anyways, so I said to her, what's he eating? Well, he eats meat. He eats meat every day, but he won't eat things because he's so crying all the time. Well, I go, yeah, but first of all, he's a 6-year-old child. His digestive tract can't digest it. He should be eating whole plant-based foods as much as possible. And the meat, he's a blood type A, and blood type A, their hydrochloric acid is 30% of that of an O type, and an O type is like your caveman. But it doesn't mean that O type should be eating animal products all the time, because an A type will get sick and have pain right away because they can't digest it. And the hydrochloric acid is in your stomach, and if it can't digest the meat, then right away you get bad bacteria, you get gas, you get cramping, you get inflammation. It goes crazy. I'm a blood type A. So I said, get him off the meat. Well, he hardly ever eats it. Okay. So, and I go, and what about dairy? He hardly ever does dairy. So what is he eating? He's not eating anything. So anyways, and then I talked to somebody that actually knows this woman. They told this woman to call me. And what did they say? Her son eats dairy and meat all the time. They live on it. So people won't tell you the truth because they don't want the big bad wolf, that would be me, to freak out at her. But I'm not going to freak out at her. I'm just going to give her the guidelines. You can't do this. You can't do these things and not end up paying for them. Anyways, there's a question about steak. So it would be a mistake for most people. I'm not telling you not to eat meat, but now I've just given you some guidelines. Bloody well chew the food for one thing, because you don't have a second set of teeth down here. And if you are blood type A, then you should be doing Doc of Detox HCl, hydrochloric acid. Anyways, hydrochloric acid, and then you should be eating digestive enzymes as well. So as long as they do this, that kid's going to blow out his appendix pretty soon here, because it's usually dairy and meat will blow out the appendix. Okay? All right. Sherry, Dr. Wolfe, after coming off the fast tomorrow morning, how often can I have veggie broth, celery juice tomorrow? How much is best? That you feel comfortable. When you come off the fast tomorrow, we were going to talk about this at the end, but I'm going to talk about it right now. I would rather you used a straw and you sipped and took it really slow and easy. Do not gulp back the veggie juice. Do not, the veggie broth. Do not gulp back the celery juice. Okay? Do not gulp it. Sip it. Try to stay connected to your breath and calm. This, you know what this is? This is all about discipline. And I'm going to tell you, people do not have patience and they do not have discipline. That's why we're in this mess we're in right now. Patience and discipline. How much do you truly love yourself? How much are you willing to put a little mini you on your shoulder and just watch and go, stay connected to your breath? You know, set it for every 5 minutes to go ding while we're in this situation of lockdown, and see where you are every 5 minutes and ask yourself, am I in the present moment? Am I focusing on only what I want? Am I the master of my life, my mind, my body? Am I the creator of this moment? Where am I right now? Can't be in two places at once, and you better be in the present moment, because that's the only place of power. Okay. So, sip on it. Sip on it throughout the day. If you get a feeling of being full or bloated, you overdid it. Calm down. Slow it down. Oh my gosh. Wouldn't it be something to just be at peace? Wouldn't it be something to not have anxiety? Wouldn't it be something not to be scared anymore? Wouldn't it be something to be quiet enough to hear God whisper? Wouldn't it be something to be only aligned with nature? Wouldn't it be something to walk away from everything smart? I have a smartphone. I don't want smart anything else. I don't want a smart car. I don't want anything else smart. A smart fridge. I don't want anything else smart. Okay? Whether you know it or not, there is an elite group, and they're making a play for your soul. And you're going to go, oh yeah, weirdo. All right, we'll see in 6 months. And then we'll see. We'll see. All right. Hi, doctor. I ruptured my Achilles tendon 2 years ago. If you could come to see one of our Wolfe non-surgical people, it would take us, how about 20 minutes to 40 minutes to turn that right around. Okay, understand, you come to me with a chronic problem, and if we can't, if you do what we ask, and we'll ask you not to do anything dangerous, only loving to yourself, and we can't prove to you in the first treatment that this is more powerful than anything else out there and that it's going to help you turn your life around, don't pay me. Hi, Dr. Wolfe. I ruptured my Achilles tendon 2 years ago. What can you recommend to get the flexibility back, as it is still stiff, and I used to be a runner, but it's not the same? You know, Jess, if you could come and take a trip here, I'll fix it. We'll fix it for you. All right? We'll fix it for you. We'll show you the exercises, and we'll show you exactly what you need to do for it. Okay? You can do things like, Jess, please take a look. You should be doing, you're going to think this is funny, skin brushing, do salt glows on it, do the clapping on it. But if you can get to a Wolfe non-surgical therapist, it's game on. You're running again. Understand something. Stay crippled then, everyone. Stay a victim. Stay limping. Oh, I'm going to tell you a true story. And you can believe this or not believe this, doesn't matter. See, that's the whole thing. You've got to understand that I don't take things personal, and I don't need your approval. Do you get that? So you can't hurt me, so don't come on taunting me, because I just won't. I'll just shut you down. If somebody wants to come on my show and they want to come with real intelligent research and show me that I'm off track, God, please bring it to me. Do it. I want to be on track with everything. But don't come on taunting. Don't come on just because you're so scared to move forward with your life. Don't come on with taunting. Now, here's the deal. So I decided to go to the farmer's market, which is kind of difficult for me because I don't do the one-way walking thing. Okay? So guess where I'll be going? I'm not going to be living where I have to do one-way walking. I'm not going to live where I have to wear a mask. I'm not living where I have to wash my hands. And if you don't want me to touch you or come near you, I won't. I promise. But I'm not going to live like that. So you can forget it. It's never happening. So anyways, I'm walking in along, and this is just who I am. So, people know me at this thing, and, people are saying, thank you for what you're doing. Thanks for taking a stand, because it's a natural farm. So, of course, people would probably know me. So then I see this gentleman, and he's probably around 27 years old, and he's got a walker, and he's limping. And I'm going, there's something here. I don't get this. I know I can help him. So anyway, so what happened was he got into an accident. He's got plates and screws in his ankle. So just understand this. My partner, she actually fractured her ankle, and she fractured her tibia and her fibia. She had a 2.5-inch crack down the tibia, and it was about a 16th of an inch wide. And then she had a C in the fibia. And guess what they said to her? They said when we took her to the hospital that you'll never walk again unless you get plates and screws, and we'll put 2 plates on either side, screw them together. And I said, screw that. They said it's impossible for it to fill in. We put her on the SAC calcium, and we did the Wolfe non-surgical, and guess what? She's perfect today. And they said that it was physically impossible. I'm telling you what's physically impossible. Nothing that I know of. Okay, so anyways, I say to this gentleman, I go, because he's 27. I mean, if he was older, most of the time people get used to their wheelchair, their walker, their cane. It becomes their best friend. And I just thought this guy looked like, So I said, listen, how you doing? What happened? And then he told me, yeah, I got in an accident. I got plates and screws in there. And I said, I want you to know something, that if you want to come and see me, it would take, well, first of all, I said, when did this happen? And do you know what he said to me? It was 10 months. I said, 10 months. And you're limping like this? This is a big problem, I said. And just know, if you want to come to my office, okay, I just want to show you this, because there's no need for you to live like this. And if you want to come to my office, it'll take me about 20 to 40 minutes to actually probably turn this around by 60%. And he says, no, I don't mind limping. Now, if it was me, I'd be going, well, give me your card. Then I would check the guy out to make sure he's not psycho. I guess I'd do that. But I definitely wouldn't say, I don't mind limping, okay? Because, that's the thing. So I just want to show you something, that we're all conditioned. We're all conditioned to suffer. You're conditioned. You ever notice that, this family is conditioned to suffer this much. This one's conditioned to suffer this much. This one's conditioned to suffer this much. If you do this in this family, they do this to you. If you do this in that family, they do that to you. I want you to understand something. I just want everybody to know how I feel, and I mean this in a loving way. I'm not participating in any of this stuff. Okay? I know who I am. I know who created me, what created me. And I know that nature, Mother Nature, is my mother. And I am not looking for any corporation or any politician to tell me what the hell to do. Especially some guy named Bill, who he's got all the money in the world and he's paid off everyone. All right? So I know this was a really kind of a different one today. I promise tomorrow when we end this, I will. But the thing is I got to tell you, my phone never stopped ringing this weekend. And I'll tell you right now, I took almost like 20 calls this weekend, and only 2 calls were fathers. The other calls were all mothers that were totally freaking out and leaving messages. Dr. Wolfe, really, please just call me back. I promise it'll only take a minute. Yeah. So this isn't going to get better unless we get better. And we're not going to get better until we know better. Yeah, I ruptured my Achilles tendon 2 years ago. What can I recommend to get the flexibility back as it's still stiff? I used to be a runner. Well, understand that the Achilles tendon is like a cable. And when you rupture that, you tear it. The scar tissue that comes in there, because it's already like a cable, it's a tendinous cable. It's so thick, and because it's at the end of your body, like down by your feet, it gets less circulation than everywhere else. So what are you going to do to increase the circulation? What are you going to do to pull the scar tissue apart that's like beef jerky in there? It's only going to get worse as you get older. And guess what? You ever notice at the bar, not that you go to a bar, but you know, when we've had a few drinks, whether it's a party or at home, we all have our war stories. Oh yeah, man, I still have that injury. I still feel it from football. I still from skiing. When I fell down, when I was running. I mean, you don't have to any of this. That's how dysfunctional this world is you actually believe that if you had an injury that you have to suffer for the rest of your life. And that's how dysfunctional the therapy is out there. I'm going to give you a money back guarantee that you don't have to. Okay? I'm not doing this to slander them or make them look bad, but are we just going to keep on going like this with everything diluted, therapy diluted down, nutrition diluted down, love diluted down, love diluted down and twisted? No, it's not. I'm not doing this anymore. If I can't talk open, if I can't try to give people their God-given right, then I don't even want to do this show. I don't want to do this anymore. That's the way I feel. And I'm not telling you I'm walking away, but if I can't be honest, be truthful, and live my purpose, live my passion, nobody's going to tell me what to do. I'm blood type O and get really weak when I go on plant-based for a long period of time. I feel better when I add a bit of animal protein like organic eggs and chicken. Well, guess what? If you know, I'll be honest with you, and we have what's called the perfect day diet, and in there, people will eat eggs. But if you're doing free-range organic eggs, do them raw, and then put in 1 to 2 raw eggs in a blender drink with strawberries and some type of nut milk or coconut milk, and then we put black gold in when we do it, and some diatomaceous earth and some of our magnesium. But if you want to just do that, put in raw organic eggs, and don't tell me again raw eggs make people sick. When's the last time you heard about that? And the only time you heard about that is when somebody had some egg drink and they let it sit hot in the sun for hours. That's the only time you've ever heard about it. So understand, when you take a raw organic egg and you blend that into a blender drink of fresh strawberries, some black gold, and some almond milk. I mean, it's totally delicious. We also use a pea protein, a vanilla pea protein in ours as well. But even if you just did that, and you did that, 1 to 2 raw eggs twice a day in a blender drink, you don't need protein, especially, because, amino acids are in every food you eat, okay? All right? So understand something. My partner, she's O, and she said, I can't live without protein. Well, guess what? Now she goes deep protein. It makes her sick, okay? Because your body gets used to everything, just like your body's going to get used, just like your children are going to get used to becoming robots. We're all just going to get used to this, right? We learn to adapt, and your body will learn to adapt. What happens when you drink alcohol? Well, first of all, you get a hangover. What happens if you continually drink it every day? You never get a hangover. What happens if you smoke your first cigarette? You get a sore throat. What happens if you smoke a pack every day? You don't feel anything anymore because your body shuts down on that. You learn to adapt. So your body's going to try to adapt in any situation to try to survive. Well, thank you. I want to thrive. So your body gets used to eating animal protein. So you're not just going to cut yourself off cold turkey. You can wean yourself down. And if you feel completely fine with it and you love eating animal protein, I'm not telling you to stop. Now, do I believe we need animal protein? No. But am I against you? Not at all. So let's make that really clear. Okay? Lisa. Hi, Dr. Wolfe. So I was positive for corona on April 13th. Well, Lisa, I got to tell you something. The testings are not conclusive. So right off the bat, okay? And you want to know something? Do you know how many, I'm not putting you down. I'm not telling you you lied. I'm not telling you that they're wrong. But do you know how many people come in here and they got victimitis? So I'm not talking about you right now. Let's just put that to the side for a second. But how many people have, oh, I have a life-threatening disease. Oh, I have a genetic disease, which there's no such thing as genetic diseases. They say that that's like 5%, but you can wean it out through changing beliefs. Did you know that? It's scientifically documented. We already know that if you did your research that there's no conclusive test for coronavirus. Unless I'm terribly researched. So let's see what she has to say. I had a touch of pneumonia. Well, guess what? If you had pneumonia, coronavirus doesn't give you pneumonia. You got run down, you got stressed out, your lungs were already weak to begin with because the coronavirus is actually the byproduct of inflammation. Okay. Starting to feel a little pressure in chest, mostly at night. Now, if there was no coronavirus out there, that would be called what? A flu or a cold on your chest. That would be called mucus congestion. So I'm not telling you to do I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm just being the devil's advocate here for a second. And I'm telling you this, that if you did, we'll go through that in a second. Chest mostly at night with sinus, ear, nose congestion, head congestion also go away in a day. Any thoughts? Well, my thoughts are this, that if you are doing a quart of water, hopefully it's structured, pinch of cayenne, an ounce to 2 ounces of fresh squeezed lemon, and maybe a tablespoon of honey, 2 tablespoons of raw honey. Drink that warm concoction all day long, every day. If you were to do clapping on your lung area, if you were to use our Lung Restore Essential Oil, if you were to do coffee enemas and to clean out your bowel, because we know that your lungs are directly related to the bowel, okay? And pneumonia only comes with someone that has a compromised immune system. So let me make that perfectly clear. It's not something that you tripped in like a pile of manure. Pneumonia is something where you've done antibiotics, drugs, or you've done things that have created an inflammatory problem and a high mucus congestion for your lungs for a long time. So let's make that really clear. There's other things that I would do as well, okay? I would also do nebulizing with the silver bullet liquid. I would do that. You don't have to. I would do the bright ice, nebulizing with that as well. What else would I be doing? Well, definitely, I would be focusing on my breathing, but I would definitely do the go watch on do-it-yourself clapping your heart and lungs for health. Go check that out. You can also do a castor oil pack on the lung area to bring in the blood flow here. But I would definitely, what I'd be doing is I'd be doing a totally non-inflammatory diet. I would not be near any flour products, any sugar, any dairy, any processed foods, okay? And I would be doing also things like curcumin cayenne, 5,000. If it was me, I'd probably be doing three times a day. Fibroclear, I'd be doing 5, maybe 3 to 5 times a day. I'd be drinking tummy love in my drinking water, 1 teaspoon in every quart. I would be doing vitamin D. Those are just the things that I would be doing, okay? All right, and understand something. If you're not turning off the Wi-Fi when you go to bed at night, that's not going to help you. If the phones are near you and they're not on airplane mode, that's not going to help you. So you better be getting a good restful night's sleep. And there's lots of other things that you could be doing as well. But let's just say that much, What I tell everyone is this, is get yourself a perfect day consultation. It doesn't take long to spend $125, and $25 of that goes towards buying product. Okay? All right. Lori, what do you think about pelvic mesh? I'm going to tell you a story. So when you used to have a hiatal hernia or an inguinal hernia. When you had an inguinal hernia, sorry. That's the one in the pelvis. So when you would have that, what they would do is they would suture it, and the sutures they would dissolve. So now it costs $30 for the mesh to make, and the surgery's around $2,000, and that is a foreign object in your pelvis, and your pelvis is the holy grail of your body. Do you get this? So did you ever have a sliver in your hand or your foot? It caused inflammation, infection. So now we're going to put the mesh into your pelvis, which is going to screw up your hormones. It's going to cause inflammation into the bladder. It's going to cause infection and even cause ovarian cysts. It can cause endometriosis. It can cause scar tissue in the fallopian tubes. It will cause adhesions to wrap around your small and large intestine. How am I doing? So what happens is because it's a foreign object, your body will send tons of fibrin there. There is nothing worse than surgery for scar tissue. If you've ever had surgery in your life, just know that you need to see a Wolfe non-surgical therapist. If you come here and we don't give you, like in the one treatment, like first treatment, unbelievable, amazing relief, don't pay. So that pull that you feel, that there's something going wrong, it feels like a block, because it is. It's a physical block. And that mesh, it's like putting rebar in cement. And the cement is the calcium that is being pulled from your bones, and the crystallization created from the lactic and uric acid and the fibrin that creates the scar tissue that makes it like rebar and cement. So will it irritate you? It'll irritate you from your nose until to your toes. And you'll have other problems like allergies, arthritis, cancers that can come from the mesh, and it's the God's truth, and you won't even know it came from there. So, are you trying to tell me that if I have pelvic mesh, I'm going to have all these problems? No. But now, you've weakened your system with this. Because guess what? Any foreign object you put in is foreign object. Why do you think that they put in immune suppressants into somebody? Because they don't want them to reject the heart, okay, or any other organ. But they don't do that with these foreign things, or they might at the very beginning. And understand something. When they put immune suppressants into someone so that it doesn't reject something, it's the same thing as you full of fear. When you're full of fear, you're dumping adrenaline and cortisol into your body, and that suppresses your immune system. So they're doing the same thing. They're suppressing your immune system to keep things to heal, so your body doesn't throw these things out. Not really smart. What do you think? Sometimes you might need it in emergency situations. But if I had mesh put into me, I would really want to wake up to the idea that I better make sure my colon is cleansing. I'd be on the daily cleansing tea. I'd be on the Tummy Love, the Black Gold, and I'd be doing coffee enemas. And I would also get myself a pelvic enhancer. And I would also be doing pelvic squat. I would be doing those things right off the bat. Because you better make sure that you keep the vibration high. You keep the spirit flowing down there, because that's your root chakra. And keep the lymph and the blood flowing, because you're going to create a physical block and you're going to get a tumor. You're going to get some kind of cancer, some kind of growth. And that thing is just going to grow scar tissue all the time. Yeah, but Dr. Wolfe, I don't feel it anymore. I don't even know it's there. Oh, yeah? So are you getting any hip pain? Are you getting any low back pain? Are you getting any pelvic pain? Are you having trouble urinating? Are you getting bladder infections? Are you having trouble pooping yet? Okay? So, you're going to go to the doctor. He's never going to bring this up. Whoa, yeah. Would he? No. Don't ever go and get mesh. go get sutured. If you have to leave the state, go to the state. You got to go to Mexico, go to Mexico. For God's sakes, think about it. No foreign objects unless you have to do it. I know that if you're in a car accident, you need to do it. But even if you get plates and screws, try to get them taken out after the body's healed. Try to be thoughtful here. Think about these things. Okay? It's the same thing. They want to implant us with vaccinations. That's an implant. They want to implant us with a chip so that we can hook up to the cloud. I mean, everything is about artificial intelligence taking over the human race. And the human race will no longer be the prominent caretakers of the world. Artificial intelligence is going to become caretakers of the humans. No, we're going to become caretakers to artificial intelligence, and it will run the world. And whether you want to believe it or not, the people that are trying to really move on this, they want to put in as much foreign objects into your body as possible. So here we are again. You see, we can't get away from this. I mean, the thing is you don't want foreign objects in your body. My God, my God, my God. Okay. So anyways, if you've got the mesh already, I would want to learn how to do Wolfe non-surgical. So if I had someone who loved me, I would come into our personal treatment and training, and I would learn that, because understand something. The mesh is going to cause hip problems, going to cause low back spinal problems, going to cause testicle problems or ovarian problems or intestinal problems or bladder problems. And it is going to be bringing the immune system down. But if the thing is all that scar tissue being created there, we can loosen that up. And you can also, wouldn't it be something if you could actually go in and you knew how to get rid of stiffness and scar tissue from every muscle and every joint in the body? Yeah. Well, that's what we do with our personal treatment and training. Okay, so go take a look on our page on itioh.com and take a look. We have not put we've put everybody up. Everybody that we do a personal treatment and training testimonial on that will do one, we've put up. Is that true, Drake, or not? We don't put somebody up because we don't have people that are unhappy with us. Everybody that leaves here says this is the most powerful thing we've ever learned in our life, and it is. When do you want to take your life back? When do you want to master from the minute you get up until you go to bed? You keep on wanting little questions answered, little Band-Aids here and there. I get it. Let's put our toe in the water. But when are we going to take the deep dive? Take the deep dive and totally honor, respect yourself and give yourself what you've always wanted. The perfect day every day. Just keep repeating it. Okay? My brother... Anna, my brother knee pops out, his knee socket, and his doctor wants to do surgery. What do you think you should do? Anna, if your brother comes here, I'll do one treatment on him. I'll teach you. Let's say you came here to learn the knee. You could come here and I could show you how to work on your brother's knee, or if your brother has a parent, I don't know how old he is, or a girlfriend or a wife, and we could teach her in one day how to do the knee, and she would be the hero. But we'd do the knee and we'd be able to reverse that problem by at least 60 to 90%. How's that? One treatment. Boom. Three treatments. It's reversed. And also we'll show him about the clapping. We'll show him about DMSO, the essential oil, and also to correct his diet so he's not building up crystallization and scar tissue and displaced calcium in that knee again. Okay? And understand something. Anything that is your weak link can become your strongest link if you know what to do. Hi, Dr. Wolfe. It's Natasha. I did my coffee enema today with success after not having a bowel movement for 2 days. I will complete another enema tomorrow. Is it normal pH to be acidic? Is it normal pH to be acidic? Well, you could very well be acidic right now, but I don't even want you testing your pH, your acidity. Don't test your pH. Because when you're going through a detox like this detox program we're doing right now, your pH is going to be all over the place. I wouldn't, go to a doctor in an emergency situation, but I wouldn't go near a doctor for at least a couple of weeks after a 6-week fast, advanced water fast. Our advanced water fast with the ATP, with the fulvic, with the coffee enemas, with the salt, with the Ormus minerals, and everything else we teach you about the clapping, the skin brushing, the pelvic enhancer, just the whole thing. What do you think you unleashed? You unleashed the devil. Well, the devil's got to get into your blood, into your lymph, or into your bowel to get out. So your doctor looks at your blood and goes, oh my God, we need to do a blood check. There's something going on here. Remember something, anything that's going to cause a disease isn't friendly. But to have it to leave, we got to dump it into the lymph or the blood or your bowels or your kidneys. So give yourself some time. If you're feeling good, looking good, great. If you feel you need to go to the doctor, always go to the doctor. Okay? All right? I wouldn't worry about the pH, please. It's up and down. Your pH can turn as fast as you do. As soon as you become negative, you can drop your pH by 1 point. Boom. How's that? As soon as you have a negative emotion, as soon as you're smiling, your pH comes up. Isn't that something? Your oxygen comes up. Isn't that the craziest thing? We are energy frequency beings. End of story. End of story. End of story. Yes, we have physical problems, but we had emotional ones before they were physical. And the reality is, if you can master your emotions and you can learn the techniques that we teach in our personal treatment and training, then guess what? You are your own doctor. You are your own practitioner. So do you want to keep on being treated, mistreated, or do you want to master it? Do you want to master that God-given body of yours? Okay. It's awful hot in here. Okay. Let me see here. Turl, do you think sun gazing kills virus? Yes, I do. Do I think it's enough to kill the virus? I don't know. What are you going to do? It's everything together. Are you drinking structured water? Are you sun gazing? Are you doing lion heart breathing? Do you have a slight smile on your face? Do you have a whole plant-based diet? Are you terrorizing yourself that the end of the world's coming and that, you know what? And are you getting really lonely because of the 6-foot thing? Do you have a mask on that inhibits your breathing and doesn't protect you against viruses anyway? It only protects you against bacteria. Prove me wrong. Okay. Stacy, is peanut butter good for you? No sugar. I have a clean diet most of the time, but have been eating peanut butter lately. Yeah, I think organic peanut butter is great, you know, and then what are you eating it on? I would have my peanut butter on celery and make sure the celery, or on veggies, that's the better way to go. If it's on bread, try to make it thin sliced bread. Watch out for the gluten again. Look at maybe if it's a sprouted bread. You know, just try to make good decisions. You know, we don't have to be perfect to be perfect. All right? But if you look at everybody, they're terrorizing themselves emotionally. And understand, you could have the best diet in the world, but if you're fearful, you're toast anyways, because you're continually dumping adrenaline and cortisol and histamine into your body, so you're crystallizing and you're causing scar tissue, and you're in a fight flight mode, but you're not running. So where's that acid going? It's eating your tissues out. It's eating you out, and that's why you're exhausted. You get exhausted because there's nothing left. My gosh, today all the questions. My daughter has hydrocephalus, which is an abnormal build of CFS, in the cavities of the ventricles of her brain, and has a shunt placed on the back of her head behind the ear. Her third ventricle never opened up fully. She already had to get replaced one due to tissue wrapping around. See, it's tissue. No, it's scar tissue is wrapping around. Scar tissue around the tube that drains the excess fluid into her stomach. She is only going to be 7 and saddens me that she will more than likely have to keep it, getting it replaced. Is there a way to fix with taking the shunt out? Well, first of all, let's just see if we can create the perfect day for her on an emotional, nutritional, and physical level, and let her body tell us. I guarantee you, if we take a look through here, even though she's 7 years old, depending on how fearful you are, how stressed out you and your husband are, and it is her brain, right? So is there Wi-Fi in your house? Shame on you. Do you let her watch TV without Tesla glasses on? Shame on you. Not trying to pick on you. Do you allow sugar where it doesn't have to be? Do you allow flour products? And if you've got other children, they all have to clean up their diet. Oh, wait a minute. So does their mommy and daddy. If you really want your little girl to be healthy, then mommy and daddy need to get healthy emotionally and physically. And so does everybody in the family. And even if you have children that say, no, I want my junk, they're not allowed to eat that around her. So understand, let's take a look at the house first. If you want, you can call up and you can get a personal consultation. We're not going to tell you anything to stop doing that the medical is doing with you. We're going to let your body, her body, decide what decisions it's going to make in the future. But first of all, let's give her body a chance and get rid of the physical and emotional blocks. Diet problems, detox problems. Take a look at her bowels. Understand something. There isn't a brain problem that isn't a bowel problem usually first, unless it's something like a concussion. So how's her bowels? I guarantee her bowel movements are crap. Not good. Not good at all. Send me a picture of her face. Send me a picture of full body of her. Okay? And let's take a look. And then if you want to get a consultation, we'll do that. And then if you think the consultation wasn't just the best thing since sprouted sliced bread, we'll refund your money. So the reality is, how would you like to have a coach for the rest of your life and pay nothing else? Unless we band together and come together, I really believe that me and my team have something to offer the world. And if you don't, you don't. But the reality is we'll make it as easy and accessible as possible. Tina, what would you suggest as an alternative to surgery for an acute chronic hernia where the stomach is misplaced and eating causes extreme pain? Okay, so I'm not telling you to come to me, okay? But guess what? A hiatal hernia is where the stomach pops up through the diaphragmatic hole, right? And then guess what? That's where you get the heartburn. And whether you believe this or not, I mean, if you live near me right now, okay, Tina, if you live near me right now, I would love for you to just lay right here, right online for everyone to see, and how I can get in, how's about 10 minutes? Bring that down by, how about 80% right off the bat? And maybe we only need to do it twice, and it's going to be burning and it's a little painful, but because of grunting and groaning from constipation, or from pregnancy being constipated because you were constipated prior. Because if a pregnant woman goes on a really good whole plant-based diet, does the pelvic squat, does the pelvic enhancement, and does the things that we teach, we have what we call a pain-free pregnancy class to teach couples. We like them to come in and, we'd love to have children. It's nice to get them then. And then they start eating right and treating themselves right. They're going to have the most amazing life. But you can come when you come. And the reality is, how would you like to give birth in a half an hour instead of forever in a day? And if you actually believe that it's got nothing to do with constipation, scar tissue formation, and displaced calcium and crystallization, and a mind that is freaking out, then you missed the whole game. Because you can have a beautiful pregnancy. And even if you've had 3 that are terrible, I'm telling you, you're going to have a beautiful one with us. Okay? So let's get back to what you were asking. Where was I here? Alternative to acute chronic hernia. Okay, so here's the deal. So, and eating causes extreme pain. Well, I just told you, you're going to have to come and do that. What can you do here? Well, you could do some patting and clapping, right? And you could get our clappers, but we're sold out. That's why I'm I'm going to be showing clapping for all different illnesses, all different conditions of the whole body, but I'm not putting it online until we got 1,000 clappers coming in, Doc of Detox clappers. We sold 500 in 10 days. Go figure. Who knew that was going to happen, right? Because people are starting to get it. Okay, you know what? Remember something. All your physical blocks, okay, all your diseases are physical blocks. They're first emotional blocks. So the invisible created the physical created the block, and the block created the disease. So diseases are only good for their names because you want a whole body healing. If a person has cancer, they got at least 10 to 20 blocks, okay? So if you want, you can give me a call. Let me see, what's your name? Tina, you should call me. My extension is number 5, and we'll talk about this because you don't have to live with this, all right? And I don't know if you live close enough to us. I will be in Florida in September, but the World Health Organization, you know, they're really good guessers like Fauci. He guessed that the coronavirus was going to happen 2 years before it did, you know. And then they're also really great guessing team, and they're guessing that it's going to be September, October, we're going to get hit with it again. Well, that would be flu season. So I might not be there if they shut everything down, but I'm supposed to be in Florida teaching a whole life coach certification, which is a 8-day course I'm teaching if you want to go to itrh.com. And if you live in Florida, and then we're going to be in California in November. And I'm going to also be in Tennessee in October for the Truth About Cancer. Yeah. And then I'm going to be in Mexico as soon as I can get a flight there because we're opening up the Ixtapa Palace. Go online, take a look at it. It's called Ixtapa Palace, and you can look at it, but it's going to be our World Training and Healing Center. It's got 200 condos in it, and we're taking it over. And we've got a 5-story building with all the offices going in, and 110 training center, 2 pools. It's just beautiful. And we're going to have the best healers from around the world teaching their courses there. This is something I've been working on for a year and a half. So that's coming together. Anyways, Tina, give me a call. That's all I can say, and then we'll take it from there. Denise, I'm blood type B positive and have inflammation on my feet and hands and also overweight. Well, but understand something. The overweight, you have to be overweight because where's the inflammation going to go? You know, if I was packing, you know, if you're going to pack on emotional and physical inflammation, emotional inflammation becomes physical inflammation. You know, if you have, if you learned how to totally love, protect, and respect and honor yourself, you'd be eating right, thinking right, living right. So that's why I really love when people attack me and go, this self-love, total love thing is so arrogant. Well, fine. Then believe that. But understand, I can only give to my children what I am. Do you only want your children to love themselves 10%? That'd be great. They'd probably allow people to do really bad things to them then, wouldn't you think? Wouldn't you think? Okay, so I'm overweight. Well, understand something. You only become overweight because your body has to make the fat cells, because your body makes fat cells because it has to protect you. And the inflammation is stored there. The toxins are stored there. And the other thing about being overweight is you retain water, because if you didn't retain water, you wouldn't be diluting the poisons. You'd have a heart attack, seizure, or stroke, or you'd have cancer. So what do you want? Be overweight or cancer? What do you want? To retain water or cancer? What do you want? So your body's not stupid. It's giving you things until you decide to master your mind and then master your body. And understand something. You don't know until you know. So everybody out there that's overweight, you're not dumb. You're not stupid. You just haven't been given this information. You know, people are not given empowering information. Like, people are empowered right now. No, they're not empowered. So look for people that are going to empower you. Don't go to people that are going to scare the living crap out of you. I mean, I want to know the truth about what's being planned for me out there. But the reality is I need to be the plan. Okay. What supplements of yours should I take to eat for blood type B positive? Well, first of all, you need to get on the Perfect Day diet. I would suggest that you do an email to us, quickstart@docofdetox.com, and look at the Perfect Day diet, and then look at the fasting. If you just look at the guidelines, maybe you want to go on the next one, which is in about 2 months, And then look at all the techniques I teach. And then if it fits in your budget, then get a whole life consultation from us. Just go on our website. This is somebody trying to call me a million times here. But just go on our website and go to quickstart@docofdetox.com, and I'll give you my 7 empowering steps. And then go through there, and even go to the A to Z wellness guide, and then watch the videos, and they'll tell you certain parts of your body where you're having trouble. And also look at the Braveheart loving steps, and look at our how to master your emotions. Hi, can I help you? This is Dr. Wolfe. Hello. Yep.
I would like to sign up for your training.
Sherry, I'm online right now doing a show. Everybody's watching us on YouTube and on Facebook. And so if you want to call me back in about 10 minutes, 20 minutes, I'll be off, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks, love. Anyways, she was being really persistent, so yeah. And just know this, you see, people call me. I will talk to people. I am a humble person. Understand that. Sometimes you may think that he's being arrogant, but I am humble. I will always be here for you. I'll be here for your questions. If you're there for you, I'll be here for you too. How's that? We will be here for you. Because if we're not here for you, we may not be here much longer. I'm talking about this planet. All right. Well, we've got so many questions coming in today. You guys are amazing, and I'm going to try to. We won't be able to take any more. Okay, I got to finish these up. All right. I have been. Tracy, I've been battling with mold and fungus detected in my lungs, gut via autonomic response testing in my fast. How should I use diatomaceous earth or bentonite clay to help clear that? Well, for one thing, diatomaceous earth will help, but it's not going to get rid of it. Understand something, everybody. Whether you're talking about fungus, cancer's a fungus. There's toenail fungus, there's vaginitis, there's sinusitis. So many things are fungus, eczema, psoriasis. But to get rid of fungus, you have to have tissue integrity. So it's actually a plan. People will say, Dr. Wolfe, I'm going on this candida cleanse. Well, good luck with that. So even if you get the candida down, it's all about terrain. You know what? If you've got fungus, you got worms. If you got worms, you got parasites. You got parasites, you got viruses. You got viruses, you got bad bacteria. And it doesn't mean that you're in trouble. Do you understand something? We've had them since the beginning of time, all these things. But the reality is what came first, the mosquito or the swamp? The swamp, then the mosquito. But we got to go after the bug, don't we? And I'm not telling you not to go after the bug. I'm trying to tell you the bug won't matter. It's just like this. Everybody stay home. Why do we have healthy people in the house? Why are we locking down healthy people? Well, because there's a different agenda. It's so ridiculous. If you can't see it, then your fault. All right? So the reality is you've got to bring up tissue integrity. Tissue integrity. When you got tissue integrity, you've got everything. God does not create junk. God does not create junk. Mankind is not kind. So now what we need to do here is we need to take a look. If you want to get rid of fungus, the first thing you got to do is go to the bowel, then you got to go to the liver. Okay? You got to take a look at what kind of water you're bringing in and how much water. You got to see if your diet is a whole plant-based diet. Okay? You got to see if you've got, how are you going to get the circulation going? Okay, for the amount of scar tissue that you have in your abdomen is going to slow down, right? It's like beaver dams along the river. The more scar tissue you've had from surgery or from inflammation in your digestive tract is going to create scar tissue, which creates blocks. Those blocks slow down circulation. So unless you're going to go in and get rid of the physical blocks within the body and increase the microcirculation, because it's even more important than your veins and arteries. If your veins and arteries are in trouble, then your microcirculation is screwed. And I'll tell you something, your microcirculation is 74% of your circulation, whereas your veins and arteries are only 26%. So we need to get rid of the physical blocks. So what are you going to do that? We're going to keep on coming back to the same situation here. I keep saying it. I don't know. I don't know what to do. You know, like I've got 5 of my trainers that train for me. We have what's called the International Training Institute of Health. And they go around, they're master trainers, and they teach how to do personal treatment and training. They go to people's homes, and people come here. They also help me train people to become certified, okay, in whole life coach certification and in Wolfe non-surgical. How to use the most powerful body technique to get rid of scar tissue, fibroids, tumors, to reverse having to go to surgery. Now, these are the people that do the consultations for me. They're not slow. They know what to do. And everybody that calls up and books a consultation, I go over case histories. You know what I was doing this morning? 6:00 a.m. I was on with one of my consultation trainers, going over 3 case histories she's doing today. So understand, we go over them together, we strategize, she tells me what they're going to do, and then you know what? You can call her or him, and then you can call me as well. My extension is 5. I'm not hiding from you. The day that you learn how to create the perfect day will be the day that you create it for your family. And the day that you stop talking about what to do to everybody else and start doing it yourself is the day that they will listen. Okay. So, you know what? I'm going to tell you right now, the diatomaceous earth, put it in your blender drinks. You could do like a level tablespoon twice a day. You could do bentonite clay, a teaspoon twice a day if you wanted. But understand, if you're not doing the daily cleansing tea, the black gold, and the tummy love, and you don't have your bowels moving, then what's it all going to mean anyways? Right? What's it going to mean? My son had a car accident back in, this is Anna. My son had a car accident back in October. He broke his jaw, and the doctor put a metal plate. Do you think your calcium will help him? Yes, I do. I do. And also, if you can do a picture of him and send it to me, that would be great. If you call the office, they'll give you my phone number, where to send it. I just don't want to give you throw my phone number out to the whole world. If people want to call me, they can call me at 855-900-4544 extension 5, and I always call everyone back. And then I would give you the number where you could actually text the picture of your son's jaw. Okay, and just understand, I'll talk with you about that. We can do amazing things for him. Amazing things, okay? All right? And just know something, that he's going to have problems chewing. He could have problems hearing. He could have problems seeing. He could have sinus problems from this. He can have sore throats from this. That can actually cause his vagus nerve to freeze up. I'm not trying to scare you with all this, because I'm going to show you how we never have to have it happen. Okay? It will happen if you allow me to treat him only, or if you allow some practitioner to only do the treating. If he is trained to look after this, he won't have a problem. That's how it works. Okay? All right. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something right now. He's going to need to get Wolfe non-surgical to loosen up that scar tissue. You can't have surgery without having massive scar tissue. If you ever get surgery, you have to have, after it's healed, you've got to have Wolfe non-surgical. Go read about it. It's on itioh.com, or go and send me a email to quickstart@docofdetox.com, and I will send you back and go into the A to Z masterclass. I'll give it to you for free. And then you can go watch a video for any part of the body. I'll tell you what the medical system does and what we do, and then you can decide whether we're worthy of your time. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're finished. Okay? My friend in her 20s has fibroid tumors both in and out of her uterus. She was told that she will need to have a partial hysterectomy on June the 8th. This will be a robotic surgery. What do you suggest? Go do me a favor for your friend. Because when anybody's ever doing this, like Lydia, when you're doing it, it means your friend may not believe this. Your friend is scared. I get it. But go to what I just said, quickstart@docofdetox.com, and go to the A to Z Masterclass and read from page 5 to 40. Boom. and then go look at the abdominal and pelvic videos and then tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. And then share it with your friend. Sit down with her, watch it with her. And then if she decides whether she goes for this surgery or she doesn't, she still needs to take massive personal action. Because guess what? People don't get rid of their fibroids unless they come to us. I don't know anything else that does it. I really don't. And you can get rid of fibroids. You can get rid of tumors. And you can get rid of any type of scar tissue in the body. You know, sometimes it has gone too far. You know, we have worked on people with fibroids as big as 11 inches by 3.5, 4 inches by 7 inches. And this was a lady who came to us from Toronto, so I'm not making it up. Her sister can tell you this. And we brought it down by within 18 days by 3/4 of its size. So understand something. The medical system doesn't recognize scar tissue until it becomes a surgical thing. And then the natural health system doesn't recognize scar tissue at all. It really doesn't. Chiropractors will adjust your spine, but they won't get rid of the scar tissue that's in between the vertebrae, and they don't restore the disc. You can give me your disc, you can tell me is paper thin, and we can get it to grow back because it never left. It was just dehydrated beef jerky. I can work on someone's spine, and they'll be 1 inch to 2 inches taller when I'm done. So it's not calcium loss that you shrink. It's actually dehydration of the discs in between the vertebrae. Thank you very much. Okay, and then people with sciatica, you give me someone with a sciatic problem, and we'll do one treatment on them, and I guarantee you that we will give them relief, and in most cases, 80%, how's that, 80, 90%? Is that good enough? The reality is, it's a scar tissue issue, and the reality is people don't look at things like that. Massage therapy can't touch it because you can't do it with your hands, okay? All right, I can feel the smallest little grain of calcium, the smallest little fibroid, okay? Even a cyst, I can feel it with my elbow. And that's what we train people to do. And we teach people, because your muscles are like this, whether it's tissue in your organ or tendons or muscles or ligaments, the other ones are just tighter. So let's take this, and this is the blood flow going through the tissue cells, right? So then what happens is the tissues run like this, but then they get really tight. Okay, and then what happens? Then they start to contract like beef jerky, and they knot up. And that's why you got knots in your body. And then if that happens, that creates a physical block. And then what happens is then you'll start growing even little tentacles off of this scar tissue, and it grows bigger. So welcome to your world. Your body is mainly made out of tissue. When you feel pain, you're feeling it in your muscles. You're not feeling it in your nerves. But there is nerve pain. And scar tissue can wrap around the nerve and cause pain. And if I move this way, oh my gosh, well, that's because the knot is pushing on the nerve, or the displaced calcium is piercing into the nerve, creating the pain. I'll give you a money back guarantee. How's that? So if anybody else wants to do that, any other practitioners want to give you a money back guarantee, then let's talk about it, right? Okay. All right. Let me see here. Dr. Wolfe, I use some of your products, but I feel I am doing something wrong. When I take the Tummy Love, I get a pain in my stomach. Well, do you dilute the Tummy Love? So I'd put a teaspoon in a quart of water. You can't be getting a pain in your stomach then. There's no way. So if you're taking the Tummy Love straight, and even if I took the Tummy Love straight, I wouldn't get a pain in my stomach. So there must be some type of inflammation in your stomach. If you want to give us a call, please do that, okay? Just dilute it in a quart of water and then tell me how you feel. Hi, Doc. This is Renee Parker. My husband is having CT scan on Thursday with contrast for his aortic dissection. What can he do to detox the contrast poison? Okay. Well, we know structured water. We know that he needs... don't be eating any dead food or food heavy to digest. I'd be fasting, okay? And I would be drinking, what I would be doing is I'd be drinking lots of fulvic in my drinking water. I'd be taking lots of daily cleansing tea to make sure my bowels are moving. He won't want to do it, but I'd be doing a coffee enema every day prior. I might even have 2 a day, coffee enemas, morning and night. And then when he does it, doing a coffee enema every day for about 7 days, if he could, morning and night, because whereas a lot of it's going to go to the liver. No matter where it goes in, it can be held in the liver. And so black gold, tummy love, daily cleansing tea, and coffee enemas. I'd be doing anything to increase circulation. So I do a quart of water, a pinch of cayenne, 2 ounces of lemon, and 1 or 2 tablespoons of honey in hot water, drinking that throughout the day, and to keep his circulation going. But I'd be fasting after this. It'll help to really flush it out. You know, when people have a stroke, if you can get them to fast, okay, and do lots of lemon water and enzymes and things of that nature, they'll come out of the stroke a lot faster. Give somebody who has a stroke any type of cooked food, hard to digest food, and you're in big trouble. You can't create any more inflammation, because no matter what you're talking about, any physical problem anywhere in the body, inflammation was there, which caused the scar tissue, the displaced calcium, the calcification, the crystallization, whether it's in the heart, the pancreas, or the bowel, or in a joint. It's issues in the tissues. Okay? So whatever we can do to increase flow, lymph flow, blood flow, energy flow, the invisible, okay? And whatever we can do to uplift the person, make them feel happier. Don't let them scare themselves. The more they scare themselves, the more they create fear, the more adrenaline, cortisol, histamine is going to be dumped, the more acidic they become, the more crystallized they are, and they get drained. If they get drained because of their emotional beliefs, then they're draining their immune system. It's not a good thing, okay? I think we're almost there, everybody. Just a moment. Jess, you mentioned you'll need to go to Mexico. Do you mind me asking if they make vaccine mandatory for travel? What will you do? Thank you. I really don't believe that we're going to have that, okay? I really believe that right now I think about 5% of the population is awake. Why do you think that they're pushing so hard? If you watch my video 1 a day today, you'll see what they're going to be doing with children 6 feet apart. You'll see that they're doing the mask thing, the one-way arrows down a sidewalk on the right side, and then on the other side, you walk the other way, just like cars. What they're trying to do is to pull us apart. They want to destroy humanity. So I don't care if you believe it or don't believe it. You know what? I don't care anymore, okay? So here's the deal. You can buy my products or not. You can watch my show or not, but I am not going to take it personal. I do not need anybody's approval to love myself or to try to tell people that they need to love, honor, respect themselves, and create the perfect day, and that God does not create junk. And there's a lot more of us out there. And I'm going to tell you something. Those people, those same people that are bantering at us because we're conspiracy creators, those same people are just scared, okay? Nobody wants to give up their human rights and their freedom. It's just that they're scared. And you know what? We're scared of actually the government that we actually voted in. Okay, you're not scared of them? Okay, so if you're not scared of your government, are you really speaking your mind? Oh, you're not scared of your government. Oh, you think your government's going to call the police on you and the soldiers to come? Wow, that's a great way to live. I can't wait to live another 30 years like that, or 40 years. That's going to be really exciting for me. So the reality is I'm not focusing on that I need a vaccination to travel. And the reality is, if we did need a vaccination to travel, I'm telling you what, I'm still going to go to Mexico, because I'm going to go and help people that are really going to listen to me. Okay, so we have these high educated people in the United States and Canada, so educated. You know, the longer you go to school, the more narrow-minded I think you are. You know, I think I could go and talk to a farmer or go talk to somebody with no education, and they'd understand something, that the body heals itself. Why do you think that there was a group of religions and the government, which were actually controlled by an elitist group, that tried to destroy all the indigenous cultures around the world? Because guess what? If we can kill the spirit and we can get them all into religion, then we can dumb them down. And understand something. The day that you totally honor your spirit and feed your spirit, you will rise above like the eagle, and you'll be looking down and going, whoa, wow, wasn't I into a big shit pile? right? Because once you can rise up and you can see this, you know what the reality is you think I'm not a rebel. I'm not trying to cause trouble. I just want my God-given right to be free. Thank you very much for joining me. Have a beautiful day. And just know that I'm going to have Dr. Howard Fisher on Wednesday, and we'll be talking about 5G. And and also this week, I am going to talk about a little bit about 5G and a one-a-day, and I'm going to talk about the things that we have. But you need to start learning how to protect yourself, because 5G is a weapon of war. And if you're not drinking structured water, if you're not wearing things like a Bodyguard, or you have a protector in your home, okay? And if you're not turning off your Wi-Fi, and if you're not blocking smart outside, you know, oh my gosh, I got a brain fart. I probably talked too much today. And you know what? I think I was a little bit emotionally charged just to even have to do that one-a-day today. You know what? Why are our children going to have to suffer so badly because we're so adulterated and we can't stand up for them? I don't know. Anyways, you have a beautiful day. I'm going to have a beautiful day. It's sunny out. I'm going to go right now. I'm going to go for a walk. Right across the street, we have a beautiful park, provincial park, and there's a volcano there. So I'm going to go walk around there. And I'm going to stay here in the present moment where I can only help people. I can't help people with regretting, and I can't help people for fearing. I need to be here right now so that I can help my fellow brothers and sisters. And we are all family. So let's not bicker and argue. You can be any religion you want. You can eat anything you want. You can do anything you want. But just understand something. I'm not the enemy. God bless. If you're looking for life-saving and life-changing information, well, you've come to the right place. Don't forget to click and subscribe. Stay connected.